Hey everybody, it's time for another game pickup video, and today I will talk about 5 games that I've picked up recently while visiting a game convention which took place in Zwolle, the Netherlands. This was my second time going to the game convention. I want to say it is called like the Retro Game Beurs, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, fun fact, last year when I went there for the first time was also my first time ever going to a game convention. I want to say I've been to 5 or 6 total now. So yeah, I'm rather new to the whole experience. Speaking of experience though, in this video we'll begin going over my experience at this game convention because I kind of want to share a couple of things, and of course I will talk about the games that I've picked up over there. Briefly, my experience, as always, I made a list of games that I really wanted to pick up over there. And yeah, to some extent I was successful. I'm saying to some extent because one of them, yeah, I was able to pick up like at the beginning of that event. And it was a game that was high on my list and kind of knew or was hoping that it was over there because I've seen it at prior visits. And was actually hoping to see that same booth again, like the same vendor. And yeah, it all worked out. But I will talk about that later in this video. But and the 4 other games, hey, they were also on the list, but not that high. And to me, they are kind of like random pickups because I was totally not expecting to pick them up over there. They're not like the most expensive or rare items, but still, I'm very happy that I was able to find them over there in the state that they were in. But first, let's talk about my experience at this game convention called Retro Game Beurs. Before I show the games that I've picked up over there, I do briefly want to talk about my experience over there. I had a good experience. It was fun. Listen, it's a game convention. There are games and purchase some games, so can't complain at all. But there might be one small thing that I do want to complain about. But before I do that, let's start at the beginning. I arrived there pretty early, not a long waiting line, so everything was good to go. Kind of had like a game plan of games that I wanted to pick up. Of course, I made some lists, but mostly lists for like PlayStation 2 titles or like GameCube titles. But those are the 2 consoles that I definitely wanted to focus on during this game convention. And also kind of had like a game plan, a smaller budget than usual, but did that on purpose because I didn't want to overspend and yeah, you know, purchase just like anything that I wanted over there. And also I was on the lookout for a very specific vendor because I kind of guessed or hoped that they would have like one of those games that was actually on my list, because I saw them at the prior 2 game conventions, and every time when I saw them, I saw a game that I kind of wanted to purchase, but it wasn't that high on my list yet. Other games had priority. So I was hoping that I would see them over here and that they still would have this game because it was for a pretty good price. But there was also something else that I kind of wanted to do, or really wanted to do, is find a secret room. Because last year when I went there, afterwards I started talking with one of the vendors that was actually there. And they told me that they were there, but I completely did not see them. But they kind of complained that they were in a room that not everybody knew about. So this time I kind of wanted to make sure that I would visit that room and kind of see like, okay, which vendors are there. I kind of did not want to miss out on that. It is not a secret room though, but it was just kind of like hidden away. Nice thing with this organization, or with the organization of this game event, is that they provided like a floor plan and you could see like the room. I'm not sure if they had that like last year. So you could kind of see beforehand like, okay, where are like some specific vendors located and the collectors and such. So that was kind of nice to see. So yeah, my game plan was kind of go to that room first and then make a round first to check out all the games for the vendors, and don't pick anything up. Because I just wanted to browse around first before I made any purchases. And that is also connected with the lower budget. I didn't want to purchase like a heavy hitter at the beginning and then not have like any money to spend. So kind of wanted to make a round first and go to that secret room first and find it. Luckily it was very easy to find, but very easy to miss though. I completely understand why I missed it last time. There's like a cafeteria in between, and it's not really obvious. Anyway, when I got to that room, it just so happened to be the vendor that I was looking for was actually the first vendor that I stumbled upon. So yeah, browsed some GameCube titles and asked for the game that I was searching for, and luckily they still had it. But I kind of wanted to stick to my game plan, so I said, hey, I'm gonna make my round first, and then I will come back to you again and likely pick it up. But yeah, defenders, man, they know how to do business. They said, like, you can pick it up or you can have it for this price. They made an offer that I could not refuse at all. So actually, I did not stick to my game plan. I purchased the game within like 10 minutes or so. It was a very good offer, but I will talk about that game at the end of this video. So you kind of have to wait for that. But then afterwards, I did stuck to my game plan and made my round first. Saw quite a few games that I really wanted to pick up. And yeah, overall good selection. Was that secret room, you know, there were maybe 6 vendors there. Good selection of games. And yeah, very happy that I found it. But yeah, after a while, I think finished like making the round in, let's say, 45 minutes or so. Saw enough games that I wanted to pick up, and kind of, yeah, then I decided, okay, let's loop back around and actually purchase the games that I kind of want to have. But sadly, and this is like my biggest complaint, it got so busy over there. It was really insane. It was super hot. Now I can handle a bit of a crowd, but it was just too much for me, and I don't think I have ever seen it being so crowded at the game convention before. So yeah, that was not fun at all. It was too crowded for me. But yeah, I tried my attempt, or made an attempt to actually make that loop and purchase the games. But due to it being so crowded, it was actually very difficult to go to a vendor and check what they all check their games out, because yeah, other people were doing that as well. So mostly I was looking over shoulders or kind of like peeking in between. And yeah, I due to that, I kind of forgot where all the games were because I just wasn't able to check it out. So yeah, that was just not fun. It was super crowded. Again, never experienced it being so crowded before. And maybe it was just a me issue, like early morning, you know, Saturday morning, waking up at 6 a.m. to arrive early in Zwolle. But yeah, it did not help. It did not help at all. And yeah, because it was so crowded, I kind of felt like, okay, this is maybe not working out. I made an attempt to find the games that I was looking for, to make some deals, but yeah, again, it was just too crowded. I kept bumping into people, kept looking over shoulder. So yeah, I kind of decided like, okay, this is not working out. I need to switch it up, not stick to my game plan anymore. Made an attempt, but again, did not work out. So yeah, in one of the rooms I saw kind of switched focus, like on the places, not focus on the PlayStation 2 anymore, but more on like some GameCube titles. Purchase a cool GameCube title at one of the vendors, not an expensive one, but it was for a very good price. And then just said like, okay, I'm completely done with this event. I wanted to go outside, so I made the decision. I'm gonna go back to that first vendor where I already purchased the game, because I knew that they had several GameCube titles that I was still missing out on in my collection. So I went there and actually purchased like most of my games over there. From the 5 games, I purchased 4 at this vendor. So yeah, thank you, very cool guy. But yeah, and 1 at a different vendor. So totally did not spend my whole budget, maybe 50% of it, even less than that. So that is kind of shocking, but hey, now that means that now I have budget for the next time. But I would have loved to see it go a bit differently at this game convention, because, you know, it's the game convention. The nice thing, what I love so much, I'm new with game conventions, but the thing that I love so much with the game convention is that you can look around, get the game in your hands, see the quality of it, check the manual, check the disc, so you can check it all if it is up to your standards. And, making those connections with the vendors and, having those conversations and making some deals. That is the thing that I really love with the game convention so far. Because order something from Vinted, like it is very easy. Buy, wait a week, pick it up, check the game. If it's not good, return it again. But it's a bit of an hassle. And with the game convention, I don't mind if the price is a bit higher. Just because you're able to check out like the quality and know you're satisfied with it and that it's maybe like shelf worthy. But yeah, that I kind of lost that because it was so busy, and that is just a bit of a shame that actually happened. I think one of the issues, and this is mostly my assumption with this venue, is that they don't have like I'm not sure like how to call it, but maybe like a control with the amount of people that go in. Of course, there are safety measures and there's a limit with the amount of people, but with all the vendors set up, I felt like there are too many people in here to actually, to make this like a good experience. The funny thing is though, when I went back to the first vendor, that room, it was not busy at all over there. So the balance is kind of like out of whack. Like the balance is not there. Like too many people are in the other rooms instead of like being a bit like being divided, like balanced out. But I hope with a venue that they kind of like, okay, if it's like too busy, maybe have some people wait in line and let people in when people actually leave, or maybe have like a slow drip after a while. But yeah, that's not my expertise. But from my point of view, just kind of wish that it would go a bit differently. The lessons that I've learned: if it is a smaller venue, get there on time, because it could get like super busy. Because in Tilburg, there was a long waiting line, but yeah, big event, but also very spacious and not crowded at all. Not a fair comparison, but that was just a very pleasant experience. Took hours to actually go over every game, but with this one, I felt like I was done with an hour and a half or so. And the side effect. So the lesson is, hey, if it's a smaller venue, go there as soon as possible. But also, if it is a smaller venue, it can get crowded and you might not be able to record anything. So yeah, that's a sad thing though. I like recording when I visit like a game convention to show you like what the experience kind of is and which games that they have for offer. But yeah, I kind of like it to do the recording after I made my purchases, so I can take my time and make some cool shots. But yeah, this time I was like, no, that is not happening. I kind of had that feeling beforehand. But yeah, it did not work out. So yeah, sadly, no gameplay, no footage of like the event itself. Did bring my camera along, but you would not have been able to see like anything at all. And also, I feel like I would have been like in the way of other people that actually are trying to like make purchases. So didn't want to be like the asshole that is just there recording stuff and standing in the way. Kept bumping into people like a lot. Anyway, no fights happened. Anyway, that was kind of like my complaint, but also my experience. Again, it was super fun. It's a game convention. Like, come on, it was super fun. And with everything that went on, I was still successful and very happy with the games that I've purchased. So I think we should talk about that right now. Let's go over the games that I picked up at this game convention. And I will begin with the GameCube titles first and then end on the PlayStation 2 title. I will say though, I am very happy with that PlayStation 2 title. I've been playing it like here and there and really enjoy it. It's way more fun than I was actually anticipating. And yeah, me beginning with the GameCube titles doesn't mean that I'm not that excited about them. But with the GameCube, I've told this before, like in other pickup videos. For the GameCube, I have a different kind of like approach. Of course, I have a list, but that list is just like all the games. No, I'm not necessarily going for a full GameCube collection, but when I see a game for an affordable price or lower than price starting, if the condition is good, the manual is there, because I do want to have like complete in box games for the GameCube, for every console mostly, I will pick it up. So these titles, yeah, excited. And I did not own them yet. Someday I will make the decision if I go for a full GameCube collection. But I like this approach, just to pick them up when I see them. And this time it actually worked out due to the reason that it was so crowded that, yeah, I kind of focused on this. And, you know, a couple more additions to that GameCube collection. So yeah, let's just begin with the first one. For the GameCube titles, there's not much to say about them because they are all new to me. But yeah, the first one is Ghost Recon 2. Now, never played this one on the GameCube, and I want to say I never played this one on the PC as well. But I did play Tom Clancy's, like the Rainbow Six games on the PC way back then. Very slow pace, like you know, ordering like a team, making sure like how to approach like a scenario. Really liked those games like back then, but then slowly they started to become a bit more like action heavy. So when I booted this one up, I just picked it up because I did not own it yet. But when I booted it up, I was like, oh yeah, this is how those games were actually played. Because a while ago I talked about like Ghost Recon for like the Xbox 360, and that is definitely a different experience than this one. Mostly if you compared to like the Future Soldier one. But yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed it. It is maybe not the best game, but yeah, really enjoyed it. And the thing though with Ghost Recon 2 is, I do have Ghost Recon 1 on the GameCube. Ghost Recon 2, I don't see this one that often. For obvious reasons, because I don't think like a ton of people purchase like Ghost Recon 2 way back then. But I don't see it that often, so when I saw it at this vendor, yeah, I was thinking, let's pick this one up right now, because yeah, I do see it like here and there on Vinted. But yeah, in this condition, it worked out that it was definitely cheaper than yeah, buying this one online. So the first one is Ghost Recon 2. Now, saying that, at some point I need to have maybe like a counter for the GameCube titles, like what my current count is for my GameCube collection. That could be fun, but that could also be a lot of work someday, when we make it maybe official that I'm going for that full GameCube collection. But that could be fun, because I'm kind of anticipating me picking up more GameCube titles this year. Small assumption. The next one is True Crime Streets of LA. I already own like the other one. Kind of forgot the title or where that one is located. True Crime. Also never played this one. But yeah, while playing this one, I knew not to expect like a Grand Theft Auto on the GameCube. It is a bit more linear. You do get like the driving around, like kind of like an open world setting, but it's more like mission based. One thing that stood out to me with True Crime, like Streets of LA, a ton of loading, man. There's so much loading going on after or before each cutscene, saving the game like here and there. When I played this game, that definitely made me think about like newer titles, like games these days where you don't notice like the loading and the transition from cutscenes. And playing this made me think like, oh yeah, it is very immersion like breaking. Anyway, the driving around, I think I was driving on the wrong side of the road like the whole time. But one thing that stood out to me with this game though is the fighting. I really liked the fighting and like the impacts. It felt pretty good even. Now, I'm not sure like how much fighting is involved in this game. I would assume like quite a bit. I hope more than like the actual fact of like driving around. Kind of want to check it out like here and there, but it's kind of like low on the list. To be honest, I would rather play like Ghost Recon 2 more than this one, and would not have thought that I would say that before I actually played them.
Yo, tough guy, over here.
You make big mistake.
Come on, let's get it over with. We got shit to do. Yeah.
Monkey pull.
Oh, come on, you pansy. Yeah.
The following is Defender for All Mankind. It's a midway title, kind of like an arcade. It's a, let's call it like a reimagining of like the Defender game. It is very GameCube era-esque type of game. Visuals okay-ish, kind of difficult to select the enemies, but it's kind of fun to also see like how they approached like Defender and made it into next gen-ish, into something else that feels a bit like a bigger game than just an arcade game. I don't know if they succeeded. It was like fun to play, but kind of difficult to see like the enemies and like the aiming. But that was mostly due to like the GameCube controller. Also playing GameCube games and with that C-stick, kind of have to get used to it again. Been playing more like PlayStation 2 titles recently. But yeah, Defender also in a good condition with manual. Same goes for like the truckruim, by the way.
Bravo 4, we need an escort. We're not exactly on vacation over here.
Bravo 4, sarcasm acknowledged. Commander Kyoto, dropship Bravo 4 is evacuating senior GSA personnel to Stargate 159. Directive, follow the blue triangle-shaped objective beacon to the dropship.
Dropship Bravo 4 heading for the Stargate. Request Shadow. Acknowledge.
Commander, repeat directive. Escort dropship to Stargate. The lives of its occupants are more important than your own. Acknowledge.
The final one. Happy about this one though. The other three, like the Defender, Ghost Recon 2 and truckruim, I purchased those at the same vendor where I purchased like the PlayStation 2 game. This was a game pickup in a different room where it was super crowded, and it was just like, okay, which game do I see like for a very good price? And yeah, Godzilla kind of stood out to me with the condition it was in. Manual is there, disc is also in a good state. But yeah, this one was 20, and 20 is kind of like the going price. I see it for 20 or 25 like on Vinted, but being able to pick this one up for 20 on the spot, and again being able to check it out, is like a very good deal to me. So I saw Godzilla, I was still missing out on it, this one, and yeah. Also, I did not own it, but besides that, also happy that I picked this one up, because it is actually very fun to play. I really liked it. You know, don't want to say like I'm a big Godzilla fan, but I like Godzilla. Let's say I like Godzilla. I don't want to say I love the movies, but I like that B movie, the campiness, and just being able to play as Godzilla or one of the other monsters and just destroy the city and fight against each other. Kind of expected the game to be something else instead of more like a fighting game. Maybe there's something like in there, but I just played like the fighting part, and yeah, it was fun. Like fun moves, and it seemed yeah, no, it did not seem, it was actually fun to play, and actually played a couple rounds, and I could see myself play this one a bit more. I'm not sure if there are like monsters that you can unlock. I think you do need to unlock a couple, and I think that could be like a fun challenge to unlock a couple more monsters. And yeah, Godzilla for 20. I'm thinking like, yeah, that was a very good pickup. So yeah, very happy. So if I had to rank them, I think I'm the most excited about like the Godzilla game. Strangely enough, like Ghost Recon 2. Then maybe Defender and True Crime on the same spot. But overall, yeah, former games for the GameCube collection. I can't complain at all. And yeah, I should have like a counter for the GameCube collection at some point. But only when I make the decision if I go for the full GameCube collection. Only then a timer is truly important. But speaking of important, that is actually my final game pickup, or actually the first game that I picked up at this game convention, but this one was on the list. All the other 4 GameCube titles were not on my list, but this one was. And like I said before, this one was very high. And yeah, when I see this one, I get some sparkles. You know, I'm happy about it. For sure. And it's Evil Dead Regeneration. Let's go over the condition first. This is one of those like French-Dutch versions. So it's kind of like the text is like mixed together here. But yeah, the manual is in a good state. So is the disc as well. When I saw it, I knew like, okay, I'm not gonna, I won't see like this deal like anytime soon again. I already mentioned that they offered a low price, and yeah, I'm actually, yeah, based on like how much fun I am actually having with playing this game and the price that I paid for it, this kind of made my whole day already. Like besides like the GameCube titles, this was my #1 game that I wanted to pick over there, besides like some rare GameCube titles. But those are difficult to find, man. Like, it's insane. But for PlayStation 2, this one was very high on the list. So yeah, like I said, they offered me a lower price when I actually said, like, I'm gonna make a round first. And they had it for 50, which is already kind of like a very good deal for, like, Evil Dead Regeneration. But they went down to 40. Yeah, man, like, super happy with that. And yeah, I actually blown away. So for the vendor, like, awesome vendor. Sadly, I don't know their name, or if they have like a very specific shop. But for next time with the game convention, I will be on the lookout if they are there again. And will definitely do my best to see if they have anything else on offer that I could purchase from them. Because yeah, awesome vendor. So for 40, like, Evil Dead Regeneration in this condition, yeah, very good. Like, the manual, the disc is in a good state. The cover is also in a good state. Like, this is what yeah, this is like what I would like to see on the shelf. Because yeah, Evil Dead is most likely going to end up on my PlayStation 2 shelf. And yeah, the game itself, it is a horror title, but not in the survival horror game. It's more like a hack and slash character action type of game. But I like the movement. I like how the simplicity of it. There is some depth to it, but not too much though. You can use your chainsaw as a melee weapon. There are some like easy combos to make. And you do have the shotgun, of course. Can't have a Evil Dead game without the shotgun. And yeah, so the basic pattern is kind of more like do some attacks, then the enemy, or use your shotgun to like damage the enemies. But they will get like this particle effect around them, like they will glow a bit like green to do, and that makes it so that you're able to do like a finishing move. Some enemies do guard up first, and then you kind of need to break like the guard, and so that you're able to attack them. Later on, you get like a sidekick. You need to use that sidekick to solve some puzzles, and also, yeah, some like you use that sidekick to also like to kill some enemies. But the thing that really stands out to me with this Evil Dead game, the other one, the Fistful of Boomstick, had it to some extent, but I feel like they lean it way more in it with this one. This feels like an Evil Dead game for sure. It feels like Evil Dead, just with the like the monster cam like moving around like the ground, and the sound effects like Bruce Campbell like with the voice over the enemies, and just the shots, and sometimes the composition, the music. Yeah, man. Like, this is an Evil Dead game. Really, like 100%. Really, I love it. I don't want to say like I'm the biggest like Evil Dead fan, but I do really like the movies. I love like the first couple movies. I like the newer movies as well. Evil Dead is just I like the series as well. Very cool series. Sadly, they did not continue after like 3 seasons. But Evil Dead, to me, it's just like, okay, it's campy, B-movie, there's some fun, but still also sometimes super scary. And yeah, with this one, I started playing it to just test it out and see what the deal is with Evil Dead Regeneration. But soon like, I noticed that I just wanted to keep on playing because it is very approachable, it is not too complex. And I just wanted to see like where the story was heading towards to, and what else they could come up with to kind of change up like the gameplay. Not sure like how long this game is, but yeah, I again like I'm happy. I'm happy with Evil Dead Regeneration. Again, this made my day, and this was definitely the best deal that I found over there. Also, when I compare though to like prices online, for getting this one for 40 seemed like a steal, because I have seen it for ranging around like from 60 to 80 or so. And yeah, the last couple of weeks when I was kind of like making my list, I knew and was super hopeful that they would still have this game, because afterwards, I don't know why I did not pick it up sooner. Kind of like I said, because there were other priorities for games. But for 50, this would have been like an also a very good deal. So yeah, you know, with this game convention, getting like 4 more games for the GameCube collection, another game for the PlayStation 2 collection. It's actually perfect. Like I can complain. Maybe not the most rarest and the most expensive games, but you know, it doesn't always have to be like super expensive to be still enjoyable. And you know, 40 is still like a lot of money, but when you see like prices for some other games over there, it's like, oh man, it's insane. But yeah, very happy, and yeah, with the condition as well. Like I said earlier when I'm talking about the experience, that's the thing that I love so much about like the game conventions, being able to check the games, check the condition, and if they are like shelf worthy or collection worthy, like with the condition that they're in. And with these, kind of had to do some little cleaning up, but not too much. And yeah, overall, like thumbs up, like super cool. For the PlayStation 2, oh yeah, I almost forgot, Evil Dead. I liked it so much. Actually recorded like a Let's Play video already. That will be coming up next Wednesday. So if you do want to see more gameplay of this game, like for half an hour or kind of almost like 40 minutes, be sure to check out that video. That is how much fun I actually had, that I took the time to record that and to play more of it. I was thinking, let's just record this as well. It is not gameplay from the beginning, maybe gameplay for if you have played like an hour or so. But yeah, that one is coming up, that video, next Wednesday for Evil Dead Regeneration. Final thoughts. I think I've said enough about this game convention. The final things though, for the GameCube, you know, not even close to a full GameCube collection, but I've spoken about this before. I don't think, I think I even spoke about this like during my reflection, like the end of the year video. But I like adding more games to that collection, and I think this year there might be more a focus on GameCube, especially when I consider my current state of the PlayStation 2 collection. Because after having picked this one up, there are just a couple more games, really a couple more games that I really want to add to my collection, and all the Armored Core games for because it's From Software. But besides like the From Software games for the PlayStation 2, there's not much left. So I could see my journey with PlayStation 2 collecting like ending like this year, and most likely like within half a year or so. So that's kind of fascinating. Like I never like made the decision to stop collecting for a console, but there's just not much left anymore that speaks to me and that makes me feel like I need to get that game. I'm almost done, which is kind of fun so that I can focus on the GameCube. And that is why I feel like, yeah, this could be the year of the GameCube. And of course, let's not forget, 2025 is the year of the Nintendo 64. I truly believe that. I hope like next month. That it should be next month. But it's very unlikely that the Analog 3D is coming out next month, or that it will be shipped out. But that could be like very fun. Like the Analog 3D for the Nintendo 64. Really waiting for that. Anything else? No. Again, be on the lookout for the Let's Play video of Evil Dead Regeneration. Again, next Wednesday that will come out. So be on the lookout for the channel if you want to watch some more Evil Dead. And yeah, I think I will talk more about like Evil Dead in the video. And besides that, there should be another game pickup video next week. Or it could be like the Xbox 360 collection videos where I kind of clean up my Xbox 360 collection. But I have a feeling that could be like a week later. I still need to figure out if I am able to make like that pickup video. But there are some more games that I am gonna pick up soonish for a console. I don't know. You just have to keep on the lookout for this channel and for new videos. Just bookmark the channel. That's the easiest way to do. But yeah, more videos are coming up. That is enough of me rambling about video games. Hope you all liked it. Thanks all for watching. And as always, thanks for all the likes and the subscribes in the last couple of weeks. Highly appreciate it. I think we're nearing the 400 subscribers. It's a good number. I love it. But yeah, thanks again. Highly appreciate it. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Have a nice day, all. See you all later.